Hello everyone, I'm Ashdurk from WhyGGGaming. Basically I decided that I wanted to try out on the test map to see if I could replicate the Hydra Swarmhost type of, I guess, army composition. So what it's going to consist of is obviously Hydralisks and Swarmhosts. The only challenge is getting to that spot. So I'm not going to be going against a real player for right now because I can't. I could maybe invite someone, but nobody's on right now, so I'll have to just go against the AI. But basically, all I'm going to do is get the infestation pit and the Hydra den. I'll probably start out with some lings and veins to secure my to get a defense and maybe harass a little bit. But the whole point is just to see if maybe Hydra lurker, Hydra infester is also a viable strategy. I'm going against Terran right now, so you won't be able to see it against other races at the moment. I can do more, but I can try different strategies like mech play and stuff like that. But for now, I'll just stick with this one. I'm thinking it should work. I mean, Hydralisks versus Terran never really been a thing before, but I think with the new the plus, basically +1 speed, as well as the Swarmhost getting a massive buff in. When I say buff, I mean they get a buff, the nerf in the price. So now they only cost 175 gas. So that's a huge deal. So that's going to definitely increase the amount I can make. I can make 20 Swarmhosts and then the rest Hydralisks by the end of it or something like that. So we'll see. But now I'm just going to open normally, but have extra gas for now because I'm going to need Banelings to defend it since it is a Terran. But after a while, then I can just go straight into the macro portion. Heavy macro. Oh, I guess he is over here. I just didn't see that. Okay. And since it is AI, they're not going to be super aggressive, so I won't have to worry about anything dangerous killing me. So we should be fine. Basically, the whole point of this is just to test out the actual strategy itself against a Terran army, just to get a feel for kind of what its weaknesses and what its strengths are. So we'll see. It seems really fun though, because I mean, who doesn't want to have a mass amount of locusts just flying around that basically cost nothing and just destroy huge armies of stuff, and then have Hydralisks just throwing their little sharp spikes at the thing. I mean, those would hurt. So we'll see. So as you can see, I'm getting a third base. I really don't have any units because I don't need them. Even if I was going against a real player, still don't need them because I mean they're not. Terran doesn't really have much production till 5 minutes ish, because then they need to get their barracks. They just got their base and all that stuff. So I don't really need anything at the moment. Oh, the Ling made it just barely. All right. Alright, so the next step is just getting to the Hydras. So that means I have to get the layer going and get everything going now. So it's basically like a 2-base with the third base on the way. So basically once I get the third base, I'm just going to go straight into the layer and all that stuff. So that by the time the third base is done, then the layer is going to be finished as well. And then I'll be able to just go from there. And that should work. And it's going to be it's not a time attack, and this can actually really help against mech, because what's going to happen is you got a lot of Hydralisks. Hydralisks are really good against Liberators. I mean, technically, Banshees eventually. If you're on the path to getting Hydras and they get Banshees, you might as well go for the Hydralisks. So, I mean, you're already going for the Hydralisks, so it's really not going to hurt you to get them, and that'll just make it a lot easier on you. Because, I mean, it used to be if they got Banshees, it's oh man, now I gotta get Hydralisks or get Mutas technically. but if they're getting banshees, they're probably going into mech, so I mean maybe it's not the best idea to do that. So it used to be like, oh man, now I have to get hydras and that's just gonna waste stuff. But now it's like, oh, I can just go hydras and then go maybe infestor or swarmhost. I might try infestor. That sounds like a good idea, so I might do that. But for now, this video will just stick with the hydras for now. So it's going to be like a Lingbane Hydra Infestor, or Swarmhost, which should work out pretty well. I do have another video where you can see it actually being used against another player. I'll put that in the description right up there at the top of the screen. But for now, this is just my take on it, I guess you could say. So we'll just see how it works. It's also just to verify, like, will this, because the other one that you saw was against mech. This is going to be against bio, so it'll be a little bit different. And it's obviously not high level play because it is elite AI, not an actual person. So we'll see. But like I said, again, this is basically just to test out the mechanics of the actual build, as opposed to like just to test out if like the units will work well against bio, that kind of thing. Not like, oh, is this going to kill like grandmaster level people? Because I mean, eventually, I mean, if you catch somebody by surprise, then yeah, you have a good chance. But other than that, probably not as good of a chance. So we got everything working in order. We don't need that. I'm wondering if they're going to change the whatchamacallit. What am I trying to say? I'm curious if they're going to give an upgrade to the locusts or lurkers, not lurkers, to the swarmhosts in the infestation pit. Since you do have to have an infestation pit to make them, that'd be pretty interesting to know if they're going to do that. So I just killed the entire third base of the Terran. Obviously, it's not really that hard. I haven't made Swarmhosts in so long. The only Swarmhosts you'll see are accidental, because I'll be trying to click something, and A is the Swarmhost hotkey for me, so it would just end up being made, and I'd be like, darn it, I didn't want that. But what are you going to do about it now? So. But this will be interesting to see how this works. Yeah, if you can catch your opponent by surprise, wow, my arm hurts right now. I've been playing like almost all day. But if you can catch your opponent by surprise with this build, you can really do a lot of damage because they're not expecting you to come out with a whole bunch of swarmhosts and stuff. So that'll really be pretty cool to do. If you guys do play a game like this, either on the balance test map or when the actual game comes out, send me a video or put it in the comments, like how did it work. I can put my email in the description so you can do that. But I mean, I'm just curious, like, how does it work? Because that'd be pretty cool to know if it's actually a viable thing in real ranked play or something like that. So because I know it's basically the mechanics of it are pretty cool, because even if it doesn't work, you still already have the infestation pit and go straight into hive if you need it. So that's a pretty big advantage. I got some lag going, but that's a pretty big advantage because then you can go straight into hive. Because that's why I'm going to try infestor as well. And look, they're going to try to attack, but I'm going to try infestor because with infestors, then it's the same thing as the swarmhost. It's just different type of unit. And yes, infestors, obviously we know that they can fungal and stuff, so it would still work supposedly. So we'll have to see that. So I can probably try that as well. And it's 1-1 versus 2-2, so it's pretty clear winner. But I didn't really get to show you guys the actual swarmhost aspect of it, so I'm gonna back up and just get a whole bunch of swarmhosts. Because I know obviously I've won with just hydras and stuff, which is something that's possible. Not many people do it because they can get shredded easily, but it's just the aspect of it. It's really cool to me. So I'm really curious to see, like, does this actually work against ranked play? So as you can see, obviously I've won. I mean, no question about that. But it's just really cool. Like, watch, all of these locusts just fly up. You can control them, and then against mech, I think this is actually a better strategy. This is probably the strategy you want to use against mech play because of the fact that these guys can just collapse onto the mech army, and that's kind of what you want to do because you don't want to just engage right away, and you can just see how easily they shred through tanks after a while. So I think this is probably the way you want to go against mech in the new balance test, or in the new balance map. But obviously Swarmhosts have it's a long cooldown. It's a 18-second, sorry, not 18-second cooldown, but I think it's a 43-second cooldown. So obviously you're not going to be able to keep harassing and all that stuff, or being able to defend against mech if it comes too quickly at you. But you can just see how quickly the hydras can clean stuff up too. So I think this might be actually really good against mech play, and we can I can always try to post a video of me playing with somebody else playing mech and see if that's a valid response, because I feel like it would, just because the way the Hydralisk has such a high DPS, and it's just really good. So, and again, you're already on the way to your Ultra Den or Brood Lords or whatever you're trying to get, so it's a pretty much perfect segue. So this is Asher from WhyGGGaming. Leave a like down below in the description. Also comment in the, leave a like down below, and in the description there will be just some simple stuff describing exactly what it is that's going to be going on here and what I'll be trying in the future. And subscribe, because, I mean, who doesn't want to see some more awesome videos about StarCraft? So thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.